A savant lies within us, in the realms of our right brain. The left has resistance, but there's nothing to shame. 'Cause it's not about good versus evil, it's not about who's right or wrong. It's about conscience retrieval, turning life back into song. Listen without judgment, and be prepared to be objective. And recall we're here to love every lost soul, not be selective. For one reason or another, humankind appear to struggle. They suffer with partial blindness, walking round in their own bubble. Like some version of Asperger's, everybody's got their version, and the only way out is through total immersion. Once we know our true potential, then we know how much we miss. But do not get sentimental. Firstly, get a load of this. There are kids who play like Mozart, born blind who must be cared for. Youth tenfold more smart than you and I who know to share more. There's a boy who draws to scale any city where he travels. There's a human calculator who lets the answers just unravel. There's a girl who never spoke till past 11, but now she's typing and writing her own novel about how we need to let the light in. Jill Bolte Taylor, neuroanatomist, who had a stroke of luck. Left side breakdown became the catalyst for a mystical wake-up. God helmet used by Persinger, who stimulates one lobe. Far from the treatment hurting you, it's a mystical centre probe. Some folks shot in the left brain and develop multi-talents, but for the most, they're half insane, seeking some kind of rebalance. We might question why a handful possess these multi-gifts, whilst average Joe just cannot handle even close what's on their list. Some can fly to Iceland and learn a language in a week, but for the most, psyche so frightened they cannot touch on these great peaks. Some have psychic gifts, and we think this is some big deal, while some feel love and bliss day in, day out, and hands on heel. These savants work on vibration, and their gift is that they feel. Their intellect bypassed, and so they tune into what's real. Whether their skill is music, linguistics, maths or art, the right hemisphere, if we use it, is a computer, super smart. We all have one inside us, except it's hiding in a cave. It feels like it has died on us, whilst the left is out to play. These gifts feel somewhat beyond us, like we're a million miles away. Yet we needn't go far and yonder, 'cause the potential's there just the same. Every human being can do all this and so much more. And feeling is believing, and you will feel it in your core. These skills are at the tip of the iceberg, because once we all get on that level, communicating without words and suffocating the so-called devil, we'll be reaching peaks like the legend of Atlantis. Perhaps we've all climbed greater feats, but presently, this isn't Kansas. Each human is a supercell within the human family, except humanity ain't all that well. Overall, we're far from dandy. Separated from one another, 7 billion brains are split in two. Each brain at war and undercover whilst dictating its worldview. Left and right like man and woman, hence divorce is on the rise. Babies taken from the bosom and gradually computerized. Nutritional deficiencies filling up on empty voids, when we could instead efficiently spread the vibe of peace and joy. Right now, the ego rules. Yeah, there's really been a cock-up. But if we see the glass half full, and live in hope will get a top up. The human potential is waiting for us to take a peek and see who's running this matrix and who we are at our very peak.